Hey everybody, I'm Chef Matt. Welcome back to my kitchen and another episode of Bon Appetit. Today, we're doing desserts. One of my favorites. From New Orleans, it's a classic bread pudding recipe. We're gonna top that with a bourbon sauce. Not for kids. So, let's get started. Now, I've already taken one whole French bread, I've halved it, and I've already diced half of that to save on some time. Now, what I recommend is getting a French bread, cut it in half, leave it on your counter for a couple days before you're gonna do this. You want it nice and stale and crusty. The reason you wanna do that is it'll absorb the custard a lot better. So I'll just finish dicing up our bread. And you want them in some pretty small pieces, but not too small where when it gets nice and soggy, it just falls apart on you. There you go. So our bread's cut. Now we'll make the custard. I have 3 cups of heavy cream, 1 cup of whole milk, 5 eggs. Now, here's where I go a little different from a lot of people. I like mine to be heavy cinnamon and heavy vanilla flavor. So I use about a 1/4 cup of vanilla. You gotta remember, you're cutting through a lot of heavy cream, so it sounds like a lot, but it's really not. About a teaspoon of almond. About a teaspoon of nutmeg. Teaspoon of ginger. And about 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. I like a lot of cinnamon. And a little bit more. Now, you can whisk this by hand with a whisk or a fork. And if you have a blender, and you just want to mix this until it's all blended together and incorporated. Now, here's another thing I do that's different from a lot of people. A lot of people take the bread, put it in the pan, pour the custard over it, throw it in the oven. I do it a little different where I like to take the custard, bring it to the party, and then, using your hand, kind of give it a good squash. And then I'll let it sit for about 30 minutes. And the reason I do that is I want to get everything nice and absorbed. And you see it's very liquidy now, but if you let it sit, it'll all just absorb like a sponge and it'll kind of thicken up on you. Then I'll throw it in the pan and then into the oven. So the custard and the bread have been sitting for a few minutes, and as you can see, it's nice and absorbed. So now we're ready to throw it in the pan and get it in the oven. So I have a 9 by 11 tin. I've already sprayed it with non-stick spray. We're just gonna get everything in there. Now, you want it nice and even, and you really want to pack it. The more dense you can make it, the better off the final result's going to be. So spend a little extra time and really get it in there. Alright, now I'll just cover this with a little foil, and we're going to bake it for about 45 minutes at a 350-degree oven. So while the bread pudding is in the oven, you can go ahead and make your sauce. 3 ingredients, very, very simple. We have a cup of butter, cup of brown sugar, light brown sugar, not dark, and the good stuff. bourbon. Use as much or as little as you want. So you just want to stir it all together and let that butter and that brown sugar melt. Usually takes a couple minutes. So it's been a couple minutes. All the butter and brown sugar have melted, and I've let it simmer for just a couple more minutes, so the sauce is ready to go. So is our bread pudding. So I'll grab that real quick. There we go. So to plate this, you can scoop it out, you can cut it out, whatever your fancy. I'll attempt to cut it. Now, finish it off. Take your bourbon sauce, drizzle over the top, a little bit more. I like to finish mine with chocolate sauce. And all I've done for that was taking a bag of semi-sweet chocolate chips, a couple tablespoons of butter, double boiler until everything's melted. And that is it. And there you go. I cannot leave you without eating it. So this is Chef Matt Louviere saying bon appetit, good eats.